Yo, 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 what's going on, people? What's going on? This is Jaron, co creator of the Reaper's Touch. That's Karan, Jesper717, J Vesper17. What's good? Glad y'all could join us. Dixie McKenzie, really? What's up? What's up? All right, I'm waiting on my brother, my brother in crime to come and join me, Mr. William Macy. All right. What's up? Oh, did I opened up the live on my page on the Reaper's Touch page? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Okay, there we go. There we go. We got Samurai Cam in the building tonight. What's up, young queen? Okay, okay. Yo, Will and Mo, send me an invite to join the chat. Okay, here we go. All right, Moles, I got you coming in. Samurai Cam said you should give me that shirt. Mose, what's good, man? We got Mose from the Zion Network. Can you hear me?
How does darn thing on? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Cool.
All right, we missing my brother. We missing my brother. Go ahead and tell him who you are, Mose, and where you coming from. Tell him about the
Oh
Zion
well,
Network and everything
for
you got going
those
on
who
first.
don't know me, my name is Julian L. Mosley. Go by the name of Mose, spelled Mohz, and I am one. I'm just half of the Zion Network's variety show co-host. The other is Sean Alain, who is the founder of the Zion Network, and I'm here tonight especially to conduct an interview with Mr. John Martin, who I'm very pleased to actually call a very colleague in this game of comics and mostly entertainment. And I will be joined right next to me is Mr. William Macy.
I did that.
He was
That's why I
probably
was at
outside
first.
chatting, doing something else.
Where's
Don't
the
know what.
coming from? Coming from the lamps.
Brother Will, we got
No,
you
then
going.
don't turn off the lamps and you stay in the kitchen.
So what's up, miss? And he can
Hey
hear.
guys.
What's up?
Sorry, technical difficulties on this end.
It happens. It happens. It happens. Definitely.
All right, we got a lot of folks in the building tonight. Just trying to give a shout out to everybody before we get started really quickly. So Ulysses, Born Again Thug, Colin 99. Shout out to everybody that's
Shout out to everybody.
we appreciate y'all. We appreciate all the love. And y'all coming out and joining us tonight as we we have some good conversation around the Reaper's Touch. Feel free to put questions in the chat too. Hopefully we can get to them a little bit later on. But
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah. But so Mose, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away. You the man of the hour and interviewer for tonight.
Well, here we go. So welcome everyone to the Reaper's Touch creative session. And I am very glad to be here. As if y'all don't know me, my name is Julian L. Mosley, go by the name of Mose, spelled M-O-H-Z. And I'm here to actually talk to you about, to actually give y'all some more incentive on the Reaper's Touch creators with Jerron and William Mace, what I call my Mace, my guy, for sure. And yeah, without any ado, let's start this this interview. So, for those who don't know, the few people that don't know who you are, Mace and Jerron, tell them a little bit about yourself. Start with you, Jerron.
My name is Darren Martin, writer based out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is my first foray into the this side of the things, the creator side of things from the comic book perspective. And so we've been at this for quite a few years. Been
About 7.
about 6 or 7 to be exact. I'm the writer and the co-creator behind the Reaper's Touch, and my brother Will, I'll let you go ahead and take it from there and let them get a little bit more background on you.
Okay, so I go by the name of Mad Mace Artist at Work. I'm an artist from out of Philadelphia. And this, from my perspective, is how this all got started. So approximately about 7 years ago, right after I just had my first daughter, I get a DM from an individual who was just like, I like your work. Would you be willing to work on a book for me? So I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to work on a book.
He did
I said no.
Correct.
But what I would do is I'll do your character designs for you. And in doing so, doing the character designs, it got to a point where it was like, if I'm going to do all the character design work, then why not just do the book?
Right.
So a lot of life situations happened. We fell out of contact, came back in contact, started working again, stopped working again. He handed me a rough draft of the first script. And from the rough draft of the first script, just on a humbug, I did 4 pages just to try and keep my skills sharp. So
okay.
From that point on, we eventually linked back up, and then we'll say literally in like the last 2 to 3 years, what you see is what came out. So the book itself came up. And, the Kickstarter kicked off and everything came out of the Kickstarter. It was great.
Cool.
And we got things that we didn't expect, and a lot of stuff happened.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Anything you could add,
Right.
Jerron? Sorry, because it's a current thing, but I just see how hard and shit. It doesn't happen. So again, Jaron, can you say a little bit more about that?
So it was pretty cool because you know what I'm saying. Like when I started the journey out, as you know, this was my first time doing this, so I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? I was reaching out to a lot of different artists and you know, trying to get pricing and things of that nature. And I was like, wow, you know what? This first and foremost, it ain't cheap to do. And secondary, I was like, yeah, I can't. I was just straight up and honest. I was like, yeah, we ain't really got the funds for that right now. Let me see if I can find somebody that's dope and that would be willing to work with me. So, you know, got a lot of no's, so to say. And then I was about to give up, man. I really was. And then I just kept looking. And then one day I came across Will's art.
Okay.
And I was, something told me, reach out. Just reach out. Just reach out. And like he said initially, he was like, yeah, I'm not interested in doing the book, but I'll do the designs for we can rock on that. So we started working that way. And then, like I said, like he was saying, you know, a few things happened over the years, but we always, you know, kind of kept in touch. And I was just like, you know what? I finally got the first draft for the script written. I sent it to him and I said, yo, I know it's been a rough start, but you know, would you like to, you know, go along with me and partner with me on this? And he was like, you know, yeah, man, let's rock.
Nice.
And
Nice.
that's been my bro ever since, man. And we've been putting in a lot of work to get issue one out and currently working on issue. So yeah, it was a struggle just to get started. Truth be told, okay. I had a lot of respect for writers and artists in the beginning, but now it's like through the roof. Like you don't know what goes into creating it until you actually start to do it yourself. So yeah, that's basically how it went.
Miss, you were saying something?
Yeah, what I was going to say is, so in the process of doing all of this, it started out as a 2-man show, but now we've happily picked up an additional 3-man team, and we blanket all different parts of the globe. So you got the writer that comes from Atlanta, you got the penciler that comes from Philly, you got the colorist that comes from Brazil, you got the letterist that comes from Brazil, and now we just picked up our inker, and our inker comes from Mexico.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow. Y'all
so the power of the internet is what drives the force behind the entire Reaper's Touch. So we're a global entity.
Now you're being interviewed from a fellow creator from Barbados. So
there you go.
There you go.
So yeah. Y'all touched a little bit about the Celebrity Creative Process. Tell us a little bit more. We went into creating for you, Miss, the characters you plotting the story. Tell us a little bit more about that. And also, before we give you all yet to do that, any questions for Miss and Jerron? Sorry, it's gonna be messed up for me because it's a thing. All right, just bear with me. Any questions for both of them? You can actually drop them in the question box in the corner, or you could actually type them inside of the comment box, and we'll be able to get to you as soon as possible. So, Miss, you first.
All right. One thing I will say, shout out to my man Sub-Zero was in the building. Big Mike, how you doing? But for me, what happened was, I didn't realize in the beginning that our character was, no, I think he did tell me. He told me that the character would be based on his son.
Yeah.
So when I first initially got it, we aged his son because his son at the time was like, maybe like 13 or 14. And now this dude about to graduate college. He's the age that the Reaper should be.
Right.
Which gives me better reference material. But at that time we had aged him, and even now from where the book is to where it was going to start at, like in the beginning, he was going to be like 17, 18 or first year of college. Right. Now he's at the middle to the tail in the high school. So I went in looking at different, like, basically a lot of fashion stuff because I needed to get the foundation of like what that type of kid's like swag would look like whatever their kind of clothing was going to be. I wanted to make sure that I put that in there. So anybody that's gotten a book, one of the main driving forces for me is to make sure that this is a live, active universe. Not a bunch of static pictures, not like you can't see interaction. There's sequences where you're in a mall. There's sequences when you're in an arcade. There's sequences in a movie theater. So if you're going to be in all these places, I took different reference materials from places where I've been, places where he's been, and I just put them all in a blender, and we went to work.
Yeah.
Nice.
So for me, like, a creative space comes from, I need these things to be a live entity, because in my brain, I'm trying to get it to a cartoon standpoint.
I could see that. I could definitely see it. And from, like, it just showed the first issue where I have in my hand.
Which is lovely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was like, yeah. So it was sent to me by you, Miss, and I do thank you for sending me the first issue and signing and everything. And I can see what you're talking about. So what goes into the characters? This is for drawn. So what would you actually do to actually give it from taking it from the page of writing and send it to me? What would it take?
Yeah, so from a lot of back and forth, a lot of discussion, right? So we had the base character, right? Main characters, and the main people who were going to be around him and supporting him, and who the main villains were going to be. And when writing the characters, it's funny because you pull from inspiration, right? So each of the characters' personalities, they've actually taken on the personalities of people that we actually know in real life, right? So the characters, who's in the chat right now, by the way, shout out to Light Skin Ghoul. But like, even his whole temperament, right? And when you're reading the first book, and not going to give too much away, but his temperament is almost that exactly of right? And then as you get to the other characters, and like even down to the character designs and things that's been me elaborated on really heavily around,
right?
In terms of how they were going to be, how they were going to interact, right? You're going to have the serious interaction. You're going to have the funny interaction. You're going to see about real life things going on, right? You're going to see,
right.
We want to make it relatable to everybody, so there are going to be quite a few Easter eggs in each book that and things that are written in the book, actual scripting and visually that Will puts in. That I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Sometimes he puts stuff in there I don't even catch until later on, and I'm looking at the page and fully finished, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Just. But and you'll see if you get the book. So, we wanted to make the characters relatable, but also, when writing perspective, I draft them so that we leave plenty of room for the characters to grow.
Right.
Right. So between issues like 1 and 2, you're gonna see a lot of action, introduce main characters, but then as we start getting deeper into the storyline, it's gonna go really deep in terms, basically all things natural.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you want to add to that, Miss?
Yeah. One of the best parts that he just said is my favorite part about actually drawing the book is I never know when I'm going to put an Easter egg in.
Right.
Like, I'll just happen to be working on something, and by either happenstance or sometimes purposeful, there'll be characters in it. So what I will say is what's going to happen throughout the theme of the book at some point in time, because all of us love hip hop. We are in love with the music. It's what we came through, is what we do. It's interwoven into anything that I create.
Okay.
So there's guaranteed to be hip hop icons of people that I love that's going to be in it. Most of them, the ones that have passed away that never really get a lot of recognition or might get a lot of recognition, they will show up. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Tupac and Biggie. Just putting it out there now.
All right. Well, just seeing it for that perspective.
But there's a lost page out there that's got Heavy D in it.
I've seen that.
Yes.
I've seen that.
people that are alive. Pharaoh Monch shows up in the book. If anybody knows Pharaoh Monch, please tell him get at me because I put him in the book. So
Wow, makes sense. Because I've seen the Heavy D reference, and there's also with this same book, there's one more to a group that you put in, Mace, that I've seen, and it goes by the great MC, God MC himself, Rakim, Eric B. When I saw the Eric B, I was like, this sneaky bugger.
yeah,
This
you'll
was like,
see.
yo,
It's I'm telling you, like a lot of it's going to be put in there. So some of it'll be in background, some of it'll be in the foreground, but it's guaranteed at some point in time. It's a heavy influence on who we are, especially coming up for like. I'll give you a snippet.
right.
We're working on alternate covers for the second book.
Mm.
So the second book's alternate covers, if you about this life, this hip hop life, you're gonna be like, oh, I caught it. I got it.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So even before we even step into like the second issue, y'all had a Kickstarter,
Yep.
Yep.
and I'm sure it was successful. So you could tell us about the general feedback from the first issue and what y'all done for the incentive for the Kickstarter for the first issue.
Well, the feedback. Well, first and foremost, thank you to everybody that you know what I'm saying came out and supported us and showed all kind of love on the first Kickstarter. That in itself is a process. You know, making sure you put out all the you put your work out there for the world to see, right? And especially like that, it's just it got a lot of great and dope feedback on the book. Everybody, like I said, nothing negative came our way from
Nice.
all the artwork, and you know, we got dope people who still follow us today because of the Kickstarter, and it's just it's allowed the fan base to grow. So yeah, we went through it. There was a point in time we were kind of like, ooh, are we gonna hit the goal? You
The
know,
goals, yeah. Because there's got like certain tiers that you have to actually get hit, and you're wondering like, all right, you're coming up to that stretch goal, you're wondering like, oh God, are we gonna make this goal or not? And you'd be like, if you go one day, it's gonna be a success. So it was always something like that. So yeah.
and sure enough, man, we came in and we exceeded the goal, and me and Will, we were like ecstatic. Like it was a surreal. And even with fulfilling all the rewards for the Kickstarter, because we gave away T-shirts, canvases, holochrome stickers. We gave away a nice amount of stuff,
Nice.
in a lot of the tiers. But just even when we were doing the fulfillment of it, and you get that first shipment in of your book of something that you created, and it was like such a surreal moment, man.
Wow.
It was really surreal to see that, man. It was unlike,
because it's a different moment.
yeah.
Like being a fan of something and then creating your own product, and then your product is in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different animal. Like it's like you said, it's a surreal moment because you know my packages of books, they came in, and initially in your brain just like, oh, because it's your work, but it's presented now, it's done. Like in my lifetime, I've been in and out of so many people who started their own comic book companies.
Right.
That's the reason why in the beginning I was like, no, I don't want to do another book, because none of those ever came to fruition. None of them got to the stage where we've gotten to. None of them got off the ground. So the fact that this book was produced, printed, and put out, which somebody had posted, they want to know where they can get it from. You can get it from www.thereaperstouch.com. You could get the physical prints there. You could get the digital copy there. Please tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your aunt, grandma, uncle, cats, dogs, everybody. Let them come get that book. And when you get it, feel free to just hit any of us up to let us know what it is that you like, because the feedback makes our book stronger. And the feedback, some of the feedback that we've got back made a little sense, because it's like it's our first real jump into it. Like I've been drawing comic books for myself or drawing in the medium for at least about 20 years or 20 plus. You know what I mean? So with that being said and done, it's easy for me to become disillusioned or, you know, lose sight of how come I'm not working for Marvel. I'm like, at this stage in the game, you can do so much more independently than worrying about what those guys will do. Because just like if this was rap music, if you want them to be into you, then you have to make them want to come to you.
Yeah.
And by the end of this, that's our goal. Our goal is to make them come to us so we can cut our own deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's something we definitely preach at the Zan Network. Because Sean, as you already know, is a prolific artist. Shout out to Sean, Ali, one of the talented guys I've ever met in the last 10 years.
Yes.
We've been as you know, we have a show we call the Zan Network Variety Show, and a lot of things we get to talk about. And one of the things we always talk about is like the parts where you can go to Marvel and you can go to DC. Like, hey, if he said like if I had to be picked up to DC, of course I would go. By the end of the day, it's like it's a step foot in to the doorway of what you want to do. Yeah. You have the other option to actually stay there or make your own path. And sometimes we don't even get that idea or that foot in the door. You still have to go that way. And you have the freedom to really push a lot. It's gonna be hard though, because this thing doesn't come easy. So what you need to do is keep that foot forward, that faith. Well, you come some days where I was like, you know what, you know, actually like, give up and stuff. But to see y'all push forward and have a product in hand, and it's like I believe it's a year now.
Yeah. Yesterday made it 1 year.
There you go. Even the fact that y'all have like a product in hand has been a year, and you can see it physically, and people are really giving you that feedback from it. It does give something to you. So honestly, I'm in the process of doing the same thing for myself. I'm coming up with a comic called Omnitons, and I put y'all, and both of y'all have seen like the previews of it. And honestly, I can't wait until I actually have that moment for myself. It's like giving birth to a child, which is kind of like weird because we're men. We don't give birth to shit because, you know, it doesn't work, period. But because I could say, well, this is what I've done in all my years. This is what it is, and I could actually feel the sentiment from both of y'all coming from something y'all created together to give something like this. So hats off to you, both of y'all, and hey, give it up for these guys. They're doing incredible work. Like, definitely, man.
Man, thank you.
Thank you.
All good. It's all good. So moving on with that. So it's another Kickstarter y'all are coming with, right? For issue 2.
Yeah. So
I just want to ask if there's anything y'all could give it, because you know it might be something y'all might not want to actually give too much on. So just let us know a little bit more about the Kickstarter for issue 2 and whatever you can, or whatever we could look forward to issue 2 within the Kickstarter parameters, any initiatives, just those little things that you can.
Okay. So the second Kickstarter launches on June 1st.
Right.
This time around, the first time around we did a 60-day. This time around we're doing a 30. So if you want to get in, you have to get in quick.
Wow.
This time around we still got some. One of the things that me and Will always talked about was you know, we want to give a lot of things for the buck, right? For everybody that comes to support. So we offer a lot on our tiers, the different tiers that we have. So this time around, we're giving away some crazy stuff. Don't want to give all of it away. There's one tier package in particular where, you know, there's going to be some customizable wristwear that's going to come with it. Best branded wristwear. I got one I'm gonna give away, but it's Will. Let's just say Will's doing something super special, in the fair realm. So for anybody that likes custom kicks, it's yeah, we got that coming, and yeah. So we're launching on June 1st.
Hey, I'm just saying right now, I'm a size US 10. And a half. Early. I just swear to God, you got you know where to send it. I'm just saying. Just you know what I mean? Just,
We gonna have to work on that international postage because it was a mess trying to get the book to you.
yo, I just saying. But and again, that's
I was like, we got to get UPS or something.
something. Somebody, FedEx Bell actually changed the name back to Federal Express this time because they think it's fast. Because like, you know what I mean? But anyway.
But yeah, we doing some and we're gonna put some of the pages out, some of the pencils, some of the inking, some of the fully colored pages.
Ooh,
and in the issue 2 cover, yeah, it's all of it is dope.
Yo,
I'm
gonna tell you now.
That
cover is in. The first cover was nice, and that's I'm not saying that me toot my own horn. That's the first cover's nice.
Hey, look, bro, I just saying, like, do it, because if you don't do it, who's gonna do it for you? Like this. Right.
The second cover, my dude. The second cover,
Yes, sir.
That one is blazing. Oh my God, I like that joint. Oh, I like it so much. Like, I can't show you, but yeah, I like it a lot.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and yeah, so we're gonna do and that's gonna be the theme, right? Of each.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do each cover up until we cover all the initial main characters. Is gonna be a different character, a different supportive character of Divine Midnight, who is the main character of the book. Like we were speaking to early, we're giving away. We have an alternate cover.
Yeah.
I guess if you're a hip hop fan and you don't know either one of these you can't relate either one of these covers back to those album covers. You're not a hip hop fan. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. You don't know what you're talking about. So
yo, listen. I kind of like wish I had done that earlier, but even before Marvel had done it, because like those covers were the shit. I just wish that I had done something even before then. I was like, wow. But again, Marvel kind of steal a lot of people's thunder, and it's like, okay, all right, well, this is hard, but still, I wish I had done it. But I'm just gonna say right now, right, for the viewers who know me and who know me very well and who don't know, I just say I'm a very good artist. Just putting it out there. I just need some slits of action. You know what I mean? It's just yeah, just hit a brother up. You know what I mean? Just, I get down. You know what I mean? I mean, like one of my favorite groups is Tribe Called Quest, and you know what I mean? It's like I could do something real cool out there, and just hit a brother up. Like when his schedule is really, because my schedule is like for 9 to 5, and it's like my card, like I don't work on weekends, and because I have a check-ins and savings. Check-ins don't go too well. I gotta swipe the card and shit, and you know what I mean. It's just saying, but I hit a brother up because you know what I mean. It's like I need to get a piece of action. It's just yeah.
And so in issue 2. If for everybody that thought issue 1 was, because towards the end of it got real action packed, issue 2 is stupid. It's stupid crazy. The fight scenes in issue 2, some of them are gonna
from the jump.
Yeah, it's
like literally the way that the first book ended. Like if you read the first book, you see where they got left at. They got left in the void. So after the void, everything comes back to our world, and from that point, I will say this from my standpoint, me drawing book consistently, this work gets a little bit better each time that I go in.
Okay.
So the first amount of work that I put in the first book is some stuff that I'm really proud of, and some parts that I'm like, this one so far, I'm like, I can see where the growth is, and it's looking good. But like I said, from the beginning, from the jump street, there's a lot of action which should hold your attention at least till the parts where you get to your dialogue.
Right.
And the one thing I do love about the way that he's written the word for this book is I like the interactions with the characters. Like, it gives you more of a feel for who they are. If we go into like the first book, the sequence where they're getting their tickets and they're going to get their popcorn and their candy and all the stuff,
Right.
and the young guy behind the concession counter is just like, yo, where'd you get that tattoo from? Like, those kind of interactions. And then he's just like, oh, you here with your girl like that. And it's like that playful back and forth. And they go into the movie theater. He throws a piece of popcorn at his girlfriend. She's just like, what are you doing? Those tender moments are what I like that he puts into the book. Right. And it's written that way for me to go in and then extrapolate and put it into a visual form. So that's where I think he and I really go to work at, and we can come into tandem and create something that looks really good visually. And the story is impeccable. For a person who's just coming out writing his very first book, I passed it to people who don't read comic books, who only read traditional books. And they're like, no, I really get it. I got it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked where you're going with it. I just need to see more. Yeah. And that's where we're at.
And plus, too, like you said, the story is intriguing. And as a fan, whereas that they use like some horror elements, whereas that there is the herald of death is actually looming over, and you get to see like which is Satan technically actually popping up and just actually showing other stuff and doing all types of shit. So you'd be like, yo, for me as a fan, that shit, I love that stuff. As coming from a Catholic background and an Anglican background here in Barbados, it's supposed to be sinful, but nah, that's some good shit for me. I'm telling you, I can tell you that for sure. So, and also working in works with something I've been working on, and then here comes this comic book, and then it shows me like, okay, I'm going this direction, and here comes these two guys going that direction even more. I'm like, okay, so what it does for me as a creator is like, yeah, Mose, step your game up fast. So
because there's a lot of people out there right now, Mose. I'm like, they putting work in, and that's we're like you. We like, you don't want to fall behind. Like it's the name of the game is how much can you move. Mm-hmm. So we out to try and move numbers.
Move their numbers like packages.
Yep.
With what substances, but you're not gonna speak on that. It's a friendly show. No, we ain't. But you get what we're saying. But again, and that's the to me that brings like, you have to be quick on it. It's more like a camaraderie, whereas that is kind of a rival, because here we are, because in Barbados, whereas that people want to create and do things, and it kind of like put you inside of a space, whereas that you have to like peer against each other. But no, I'm saying no, this is not what we pair up to. We got to pair up to the others in the international world, whereas there's people in America, people in Switzerland, people in Russia doing these things, or independent artists doing these things. So we have to pair ourselves with them and actually go toe to toe with them, and get these things done as much as possible. And there's always a big two. So obviously we have to like, push ourselves together. So like rubbing shoulders with both of y'all, be like, okay, so this is what they're coming with. All right, cool, no problem. Boom. Let me get to my pad and let me get into and keep working, because iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Y'all probably heard.
And that's what it does.
Especially
Especially like for visual artists. I mean, for writers, I'm pretty sure it's the same way. But for visual artists, for like, I've popped in and out on your shows a lot. You know what I mean? Like, and me and Sean, I love messing with him. But I've known Sean for a minute, and I've watched him put stuff in. So
let me just say this much. Sean loves that. He loves he loves to hear when someone is actually on him for something like that. He calls for it. He will say, yo, I'm the best. I do this, ha ha. And yeah, honestly though, Sean, honestly though, miss, on total rival when it comes to lyrics, you got this. Just saying.
Oh, I know. I told you, I can't be beaten by a dude named Sean. It's not gonna happen.
Wow. And those bars he comes with every Sunday, I'm like, come on, man, those are real bars. They're candy bars. Yes, I'm here on this show talking about you, Sean, because yeah, fine. You can do better. Do better. Step up. Just saying. But as it goes with being an artist, you're correct. Like you saying, you know Sean for a long time, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know what it is for him. So, as you were saying before, then, and giving the camaraderie of how you and him are. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just saying that you could continue with that, what you were saying with Sean.
No, what I'm saying is like, but it's those kind of camaraderies and rivalries that build who we are. Like I'll pop in, I'll see what Sean's doing. I'll pop in, I'll see what you doing sometimes. My man Lefty just left the building. Mike comes through. You know, there's a lot of talent that's out there in this world. And I support all of it where I can support it. You know, whether it be my creatives that make the music, my creatives that's doing the drawing, my creatives that doing the writing. You know, I try and pop in and show up and show out the best that I can. I'm a dad and I'm 50, so I can't be everywhere at once. So,
show out indeed. Because sometimes I'd be like, Lord, man, what you doing? My God, he made that ugly face like someone that actually put like a ton of onions squirting in my eyes. Like, oh God, miss, stop it. Oh my God, making me cry. Like, I mean, the amazement that sometimes I see what you do to miss is like, damn, I need to do it. I don't want to totally go on because, like, again, without this product with you, Jaron, this wouldn't be possible. So, you not stepping in, actually giving this point and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Mace and see what happens, see what Will will do. For you actually doing that, I don't think that this would have been possible. So, again, shouts to you, though, Jaron. So, here we are.
Yeah, and it's like, even so how Will was talking about from the artist standpoint, even from the it's like, even from the writer standpoint, right? I know what that level is for me. You know what I'm saying? I know other writers who I look at their work and it's just like, okay, that's the bar. The bar's been set. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my big bro, Greg Burnham. He's the writer. And like I talk with him all the time, right? And we kind of like bounce off of each other, and like he gives me guidance. It's like, nah, man, you got to be here, right? So when I support him in their stuff, it's like you know that level that you need to be on in order for it to be to be that, right?
Right.
In order to that thing, right? And for it to actually like touch the people that actually pick up your book and read it. Because if you're not pulling them in from an artistic standpoint and from a writing standpoint, and I know you all talked about that on the Zion Network on your show this past week, right?
Plenty of time.
Where you want to make sure you're doing that throughout the entire book, throughout the entire series, throughout all of it. Like if we're not pulling you in, then you know we're not on our job, and we've learned how to think out of ourselves and look at things objectively, right? Mm-hmm. And kind of say, okay, we know we love it because we created it. This is our creation. But let's step back for a minute and take a look and say, okay, if I was in a comic book shop or if I'm browsing, going through Kickstarters or just online and I see things coming up, number one, is it going to pull me in? When I start reading it, is it going to pull me in? Fun fact about issue 1. The air sequence for the first page of issue 1 was not the original beginning of the first issue.
There you go.
The graveyard scene, the beginnings, the graveyard scene was initially supposed to be how we started off the book, but then I said,
Yeah.
It gives me a good feel, but it doesn't. It didn't. I need something to really just yank me into the book, right?
Exactly.
And then for everybody who read the book, you know what happens in that first few pages, right?
Disaster.
And
Total disaster.
You go from there. So, yeah, just being there and trying to stay on the level, and everybody pushing each other, man. Like we were saying, there's especially Black creators in this space. There are so many of us do so much dope work. At times, it's maddening. Why is this not on a Netflix or a Hulu or a HBO Max? Like, why? How are they missing us in the group here, right? Because there's a lot out there. But you know, that's just is what it is. Like you said, iron sharpens iron, and you know, it's all in the spirit of everybody wanting to get better. Like, cause like I was saying, he's getting better artistically with the artwork.
Right.
I have to get better from a writing perspective.
Perspective.
It's for me that I look back on, I'm like, let's set that up a little bit. Let me make sure I write this better the next go around. And that constructive criticism that we feed off each other and we get from all other fellow creators it just pushes everybody to be great, man. And that's just how I see it. That's how it should be.
Makes sense. I might go a little bit off topic, but just to bring back to what you were saying. Pick one, and this is for both of you. Pick one hip hop album that you're drawn to, and why?
One hip hop album that I'm drawn to, and why?
Yeah, and why? Just give me a minute.
Because we can all go through the traditional route, but I'm gonna go the non-traditional route, and I'm gonna say this: De La Soul's Stakes is High.
Okay.
The main reason why I picked that album is because, first of all, the title track itself, Stakes is High, is so much of what it is that goes into this book.
Right.
Like, most of us, we get into this space and it's like, oh, you know, we just gonna make a comic book and we'll put it on the shelves and this, that, and the third, and it'll be so easy. And I'm like, the creating of this comic book or creating this book in general, first of all, like I said, it took us 7 years to get to print.
Right.
From marriages and babies and marriages and babies and everything in between. And then picking out a good colorist and, you know, coming with the realization there's certain things that you're not going to do. But when it's something that you love, the stakes are never more higher. When it's something that you want to put out, that you believe in, the stakes are never more higher.
Wow.
So for me, that album encompasses a lot, especially for what it is that we put into this book. Because the stakes was high. We put everything on the line for that. My man put up mad amount of money to get this to where it was going to be. And the returns that we got are the returns, because we also got to realize that this is not a sprint. This is a marathon.
It is.
So we come into it with the shoes laced. We at the starting gate, and we're going to trot along till we get to the last leg of that race, and then we're going to eat you up. That's where we at.
Quite. Jaron?
It's
your album?
So for me, it would be, I would have to say AT Aliens. For me, it's got to be. Reason being, right, when you think about that album, and I'm a huge Outkast fan anyway. I have been since, but that to me was like the coming of something otherworldly and different,
Right.
right? And album that, so I'm not like super old school hip hop, but ATLiens was the album that made me fall completely in love with the culture, with hip hop. It was from then that I started going back and doing research about, Rakim, Run DMC, Kumo
Right.
D, Big Daddy.
Right.
That made me music. And one of the things that was so inspiring about that album that I take into the writing with this, and is that there are things that historically, when I get to that point, people talk about like the Grim Reaper or the Reaper, that this book is not going to be, I guess you could say, historically correct, right?
Right.
As issues 3 and 4 come along, we're going to get into explaining the background and histories of it, where we're literally creating things from scratch. Some things have reference. The majority of the background of all the characters do not. Why? Because it's coming out of the minds of me and Will.
Correct.
So there won't be any for you to reference because we're creating it from scratch. We're bringing you into an entirely
different world.
Right. So in a way in which no one's done yet. No one's done it like this. You may think they have, but trust me, between me and Will, we read a lot of comic books over our years, and it's not your average ordinary by any. That's why I would say ATL is, because to me that album was it. Yeah, it just took you to a whole nother place, man. And
it does. It does.
Do with this book. So yeah, that's what it.
Interesting. I'm gonna put out here and say Mos Def Black on both sides.
Okay.
Because from what I'm reading from this perspective, because y'all giving me a perspective of what y'all create. Like you said, Miss, the stakes is high, and you're creating, or Jaron, you're creating something different and new from a ETL perspective. Me from the Caribbean, looking from the outside in, seeing the reflection of perspective of these two creators, giving me something that I can relate to. Whereas Mos Def is done something, also did the same thing as Black, this side and also this side. So
Right.
basically, y'all giving me the duality of this same speech, same point. So I'm saying that this is like, and how it is timed and rhythmically, and how it keeps me interested right through unto the last page, and I'm looking for like where's more I could draw into.
Right.
And it gives me great joy, at least to have it as a piece, whereas that is part of history, because that album is part of history.
Right.
And what y'all have done will be part of history. Might not be like the entire history of something big and grand, but again, it had to start somewhere, and this is the focal point. And this gives me no other side than just not one side, but two sides. So it's Black on both sides.
That's right.
Okay.
Right. I can dig it.
There you go. So before we get over here, I want to thank everyone for actually been joining us so far, and they've been giving us all the plenty of shout outs, and like Samurai Cam for sure. I think she's from ATL most likely, because she's saying Cass is definitely over there, and plenty of more. And before we even get over here, just anything you want to say, Jaron, before we split kick it.
Yeah. So like issue 2 coming, the Kickstarter is coming. We've been blasting it all over the place. We appreciate the love, man, like the overwhelming amount of love that we've gotten on the book. And actually, for everybody that's still in the chat now, I tell you what, this is off the cuff. So there's a canvas behind me, issue canvas, if y'all want to grab a screenshot and you DM us at the Reaper's Touch, send us or post something, a screenshot from this chat. I'll give away 2 canvases during the launch of the Kickstarter. So me and Will do like a special drawing or something like that, and we'll get them out to you for as a thank you for joining the live. So like I said, grab a quick screenshot, let us know, and hit us up, post us, tag us, please let all your people know. And then issue 2 is going to be, like I said, Will thinks I'm playing sometimes when I tell him, when he sends me stuff and I'm like, fell out my seat. Like, you don't understand. My kids looking at me crazy. I'm running around the house. It's like, it's be insane. Like, you're gonna want issue 2. And from artistically, the story wise, we got a few nice surprises coming up in issue 2, and issue 3 is being written now, and like, it's coming. We're rolling. Hopefully,
right.
See a lot of everybody as we start to get out and hit cons now that the pandemic is starting to slow down a little bit. So getting out there and being able to. But yeah, just like I said, we love y'all. We hope y'all love us back. This is definitely a labor of love. Trust me when
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Will, I'll let you go ahead and close it out, Will.
So for me, like you said, everybody that supported the book or who put something into the book, I can't appreciate you more than you can ever possibly know. I am super humbled by everybody who's put their money into it, who supported us, who showed up tonight, who's here just to be like, we support who you guys are. Thank you, Mose, for coming in, because we had some technical difficulties. You stepped up to the plate. You made sure that everybody came in, and I applaud and I love everybody for everything that they do. And like he said, so he says he's going to give you a canvas if you send out a screenshot. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put something in on it also. The next 3 screenshots that get sent over to Mad Mace Artists at Work, I will send them over a snippet of the second book. I said it. I'm gonna tell you again. I'm gonna send over a snippet, not a whole bunch, just a page, real quick page, not colored in, but you get the bare bone essence of what the second page looks like, of the second book looks like. So the next 3 screenshots that come over to me at Mad Mace Artists at Work, I will send those to you. If not tonight, tomorrow. You'll have them.
All right, so hold on. I'm sorry, we gotta up it a little bit more from there.
Oh, we're going more. Okay.
The next 2 screenshots that come over to the Reaper's Touch, I'll send out 2 copies of the physical book. You
can't get better than that. You cannot get any better than that, people. You heard it first. Yeah. You heard it here tonight.
We need your address and everything. Your address. I'll send you the physical and digital copies. So the first 2 screenshots, I got you with 2 books. How about that?
There you go. So I'm saying there's a lot of, especially for this next book that's coming out, there's some mad giveaways that's coming up. So also we're probably going to start becoming a little more active on our page. So please tell your friends to start looking out. We'll start putting out more stuff, trying to post more things. We need to get this stuff moving, and we can't get it moving without your support. And we appreciate and love everything that y'all do. But like I said, those pages, the physical copy, and you can't beat these canvases because them canvases are bang bang. Them Jones is nice. So could I up it a little bit more? Could I go there?
if you go there,
I
then
could, but I'm not. I'm not going to do it. We're going to stop right there.
all right.
Y'all can't get the house for free. This doesn't happen that way. I got kids. You got kids. We got bills to pay.
People need to eat now. It's just like, hey, just saying, can't happen. But y'all heard it here first. Send those screenshots to both Bad Mesa Work and the Reaper's Touch. Get them in because those incentives.
One more thing.
Low point.
Support the Zion Network that my man Mose and my man Sean Aileen, they put down every night. Mikey does his thing. There's so much buffoonery that goes on in there, and I enjoy every moment when I get the opportunity to come through. Every once in a while they give me the opportunity to pop on it so I can pop off against Sean because, Sean is weak lyricist. I said it, weak lyricist.
There's that. So I guess this is my point now. Actually, start plugging some stuff, right? Because since you started it, I can just needed to plug some stuff. So you get us every single Sunday, at 5 Eastern Time Standard, Atlantic, EST. Yeah, I just messed up with it. It's like it happens. Forget about it. Catch us at the Zion Network. That's TheXionNetwork. For your special needs, because we do a lot of stuff over there. There's also like different shows like the variety show with me co-hosting with Sean Aileen. Then there's also the after show with me. You get to talk to me, Mose, about anything and everything what you love about the show, what you don't, or some things that you might love about different comics and stuff, or what you think about the Reaper's Touch, or when you think about Sean's hair and forehead and all that. It's other things that happen than that. Also, just check us out. Also, where there's other things where you can check the Zion Cosplay 246. That's us doing some other stuff in the community of cosplay. That is the XIONCOSPLA 246. Go check them out. Some good stuff all going over there. Also, me personally, Julian L. Mose, is pronounced as Mose. You catch me at the Art of Mose. It goes the THEARTOFMOHZ. Simple enough. I do some other stuff that pretty decent. It's okay, but not like these two doing some great other stuff than I do. But it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing too much.
Oh,
okay.
We did forget almost one thing, so this will be the last thing that I say. These shirts. There's shirts, there's hoodies. Please go to thereaperstouch.com.
I got you, Mose.
So all of this loveliness could be yours too. There's so much stuff there you just don't know. Please come through so you can collect all of it because you need it. You want it. And I dropped my phone because I'm real about it.
I'm just saying something's missing here from my black shirt. Just
I see you, Mose.
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
That's fine. So with that, folks, it's been great. Thank you so much, Jaren and Miz, for having me here to host and conduct this interview. It's a very pleasure and a true honor, gentlemen. Thank you so much. I could have said like,
thank you, Mose.
I could say like, nah, I ain't doing it. But again, y'all come to me very humbly and they say, you know what? Bet. Why not?
We appreciate you.
Let's see what we can do.
We appreciate
you.
Peace.
And before we do, let me just do my little last interview. We'll do my thing, something I love to do, especially on the Zion Network, and I will try it here. And this is something I always say. Be safe. Be creative. Be you.
Yep.
I'll see you next time. All right. Peace.
Peace.
y'all be